What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another BKL Bees Knees Lacquer video. This month I have a big one to show you all. We have the Daughter of the Moon Goddess collection. This is a 10-piece set inspired by the book by Sue Lynn Tan. This is lots of sheer neon bright finishes, but they're quite light. So with that said, we have the release of Phantom, which is a new blurring base by Bees Knees Lacquer. I decided, since we have a pretty overall sheer finish in this entire collection, except for two of them, I decided to just go ham, and we're going to see every single polish in this collection, not only swatched as I normally do, but we're going to also see them over Phantom, the blurring base coat. So this is going to be a little bit longer than normal for my BKL videos. That's okay. You'll want to get comfy cozy for this one. I think it's worth it because as much as I do the Will It Topper segment, as much as I talk about blurring base coats, a nude cream for kind of the same principle, that's my little hack. If I'm going to wear something that's sheer or light, I typically just go for a cream that's nude to me. That's something you can do too. But Phantom is a white type of blurring base coat. It's super creamy, but it feels like a base coat. And the base of it, per Sarah, is the same thing as the Spirit base, which is in the shop, that it is also a ridge filler. So it's got all the benefits of the regular Spirit base, but now we have a blurring base. To me, I actually appreciate this one more than quite a bit of the ones I personally have purchased. I like this one because not only is it just feels and applies like a base. It doesn't feel like a cream. It's not that heavy in formula, but it's pretty opaque. And to me, if I'm going to cover up a visible nail line, I want it to be just completely opaque, right? It's either going to be, personally for me, I want something sheer or I want something that's going to cover my nails completely, whether I'm wearing falsies or rocking my natural shorties. So P.S. on that, I recently had another little outbreak and I've gotten some brittle issues here, but I'm hoping soon, very soon, one of these days, I will get back to not using the falsies. But for right now, they're making me feel pretty and just making me feel a little more confident in my photos. And that's what matters at the end of the day, because to me, that's what polish is all about. Anyways, so we're going to see all of these over Phantom and by themselves. And then I also have two mystery polishes to show you all. This month, we have mystery bags based off of the Hurricane Wars. This is a book by Thea Guanzon. And this time we're going to have 6 of them. So I have 2 of the 6 to spoil for all of you. If you don't want them spoiled, then please refer to my timestamps and you can skip it. And then you can go immediately to the launch info, which is at the end of the video per usual. So without further ado, let's dive in and check out collection. We're going to start off with They Would Know My Name One Day. This is described as a soft sheer blue with pink to gold to green microflake shimmer. So this is where we begin with one of the sheer neons. And across the board, if you are bothered by a visible nail line and you have a prominent free edge or any type of free edge, I would suggest using a Nude to You cream under your polish as a base coat or a blurring base coat, or even Phantom, which we'll get to here in just a moment. But overall, this is plumped up perfectly at 3 coats. It is so packed full of shimmer. There's a ton of shift here, mostly in this pinky appearance to gold that you see on my macro shot here. Now here is Phantom in action. This is the only one I'm going to actually show you all the application of it, just to kind of speed things along, because it's redundant in my opinion to show Phantom applied that many times. So how I would personally wear it using a blurring base is I would do 2 coats over said base. You can see it changes the base just the tiniest bit. It makes it more prominent. We can see more of that blue peeking out, or rather a vibrant blue. The comparison there, left is the Phantom side, right is the regular side. And Phantom is such a smooth base coat. I Will Be Your Undoing is a soft, sheer minty green with pink to gold to green microflake shimmer. I love this one so much. This is really pretty by itself or over a blurring base. Again, I'm going to suggest 3 coats. These plump up really well, but I didn't have any issues with over buildup or anything dragging despite being so doubled up on that shimmer. So they're quite forgiving in terms of, if you tend to overwork the polish or you tend to polish a little more harsh, anything like that, easy peasy. I would suggest a plumping glossy top coat for these as they're not so much matte, but you'll want something that's going to gloss it up to allow that shift between the shimmer color roll. I'm doing the same thing as the previous one. We're going to see 2 coats over Phantom. Again, we're seeing a little bit of a change in that base color. It's more almost a somewhat pistachio sort of green. I think over Phantom, we're going to get a better idea of their base colors, and that's okay. I think they look beautiful either way, and it's just whatever your mood is, honestly. I Will Be Your Undoing actually had just a touch more opacity than, say, the previous one. The Celestial Kingdom is a soft, sheer sky blue with pink to gold to green microflake shimmer. Now, if you're curious how this one compares to that first one, They Would Know My Name One Day, I have to say the base color is the key difference. The base color to that first one was a super soft type of blue, and I do agree with the official description. When you build Celestial Kingdom up, we are seeing a touch deeper, richer, more true sky blue. It's still soft and sheer, so it's going to almost take on this pale looking effect, but I think my full hand shot gives you a pretty good idea of the difference there. Again, 3 coats and a glossy top coat was perfect. No issues to report. Across the board, the formulas are pretty identical on the shears, so I'm sorry, I'm just going to be repeating myself over here. And 2 coats over Phantom is going to give us that big difference between the blues. You can see it is a sky blue. It's just so jam-packed full of shimmer. I think the shimmer is different too between them. This one seems to be a little darker. It could be the same, which means that just color theory, the darker blue is giving us a deeper pinky appearance on the shimmer. So just throwing that out there. All of these also have that really pretty luminous green shift at more extreme angles, but you'll see it in dimmer shaded. Sunbird is one of my favorites in the set. This is a sheer golden yellow that almost borders on chartreuse with red to green microflake shimmer. Now, this is what I would consider one of those warm types of yellow leaning chartreuses. So it is going to play up against your skin tone, but I really liked it on myself. It's quite vibrant when you build it up, even for being a sheer. And I thought the coverage on it was perfect. It also has that super smooth jelly sort of squish factor, and the shimmer is just so ridiculously strong. It's very, very pretty. You'll mostly see it in that red glow, but there is green, again, at the most extreme angles, almost like the OG unicorn peas, but this is obviously large particle because it's Aurora shimmer. Now, this is where the real magic happens with Sunbird. I loved it over Phantom. We are seeing that green lean from the chartreuse coming out to play, and it just takes on such a different appearance. Really interesting. Now, please note, whenever I say to use a nude to you cream to do this, also, if you're trying to cover up a visible nail line in a pinch, it is going to alter the color just the tiniest bit. And I think all of these examples are showing that off pretty well. Finish with a good glossy top coat, and you are good to go here too. The Demon Realm, speaking of favorites and top picks, this is a sheer pale greige base with glowy gold to green to blue shimmer. Now, the formula on Demon Realm has a creamier, almost creamy smooth type of feel to it. Some of you may be able to get away with 2 coats, but if you want that more intense shimmer packed appearance, of course, I'm going to suggest 3. It's very forgiving for streaking, so there's no need to go super light on your brush or anything. It builds really well. This is what I would consider almost an amped up type of office shade. It's really gorgeous, and it's got such a strong golden glow. We do see some blue peeking out at more extreme angles, but you'll mostly see that gold to green shift. This is one of the ones that I didn't think it was necessary to use a blurring base coat. It is on the softer side, but I don't consider it a sheer. So totally up to you if you wanted to put it, say, over Phantom or anything like that. But I didn't think it was necessary. It will lighten up that greige base color, but again, your preference. I personally would not. Little Star is a sheer aqua polish with strong gold to green shimmer. This one is almost, I dare say, almost what I would consider an aqua version to Groovy. I think we saw another cousin. I believe it was either the last release, or I might be getting ahead of myself, but I think I dare say we're seeing some cousins to Groovy, and I'm not mad about it. That is such a beautiful polish. Little Star built easily for me at 3 coats, no issues here. And again, despite being so packed full of shimmer, I had no issues with streaking or anything. This one, despite being a bit more thicker, I guess, for lack of better words, on the shimmer factor, still had no problems whatsoever. Now over Phantom, this one's kind of interesting because I do classify Little Star up there with, say, the Demon Realm in terms of like, you may or may not want to use a blurring base. It's very much your preference, but over the white, it looked really, really cool. It just amplified everything. It's a touch lighter on the base color again, and we're seeing a somewhat different color on that shimmer. So again, got some color theory going on here. And the Phoenix Queen is described as a sheer coral with silvery blue to pink microflake shimmer. This is like a super warm type of base color, so it's really going to play up against your skin tone. So those of you who are kind of in my realm of skin tone, you're very warm undertoned, medium to deep, I think it's going to kind of play up against you. I'm going to suggest 3 coat. The shimmer is a large particle. It's flirting with being a foil. So it's just so glistening, for lack of better words, and how it looks. Again, no issues with over buildup, nothing like that, or streaking really. I was really impressed with that because most foil polishes, you got to be careful. And putting it over Phantom, we can see that coral type of base come out to play with a strong orange pull. The shimmer took on more of a different sort of blue appearance, if that makes sense. So I think the Phoenix Queen is one of the ones that just, it looks very, very different depending on how you wear it with your undie of your choice. But if you wanted that softer appearance, that soft, warm appearance, I think wearing it by itself is fine. True Greatness Lies Within is another one of my top picks. This is a sheer Barbie pink with light green to blue microflake shimmer. I loved how this one built up. It's very soft on the pink base side, and it is, in my opinion, flirting with being a foil finish, kind of like Little Star. It's in your face for the shimmer again. I mean, all of these are, but this one, I don't know. I really liked this one a lot. We're seeing a stronger neon lean as you build this one up by itself, if that makes sense. I think my photos and my full hand shot kind of give you an idea of that. And wearing it over Phantom, we're going to see a stronger pink lean on that base color. I liked this one too. I think across the board, if you need a blurring base coat, I would recommend Phantom. I just try it out. I mentioned it in the intro, and I'll say it again. This is one of those colored base coats that it's not so opaque, or rather thick in how it applies. It doesn't feel like you're putting on a cream. I can definitely tell we've got some base coat properties in how it laid down. And here is There Are No Prizes in the Game of Hearts. This is a sheer pinky red with green to blue microflake shimmer. So we had the Phoenix Queen, which was a sheer coral. That one had that strong orange lean. And then we've got True Greatness, which was that cooler type of Barbie pink. And now this one, Game of Hearts, is a true pinky red. It's quite warm on the base color. My full hand shot, you can kind of see on the edges of my nails here what I'm talking about. It's just right in that fence between that warm red to pink. Again, 3 coats and a glossy top coat is perfect for it. And when you wear it over Phantom, you will see more of that base color. Honestly, I almost think it takes it over to a grapefruit type of pink over Phantom. It's really interesting, and we're getting more of that dispersal of the shimmer look, almost like 2 different looks in one. It kind of conserves your bottle too if you're one of those that does not want to do 3 coats. And lastly for the collection, we've got Skyfire. This is a dark taupe base with small particle silver magnetic shimmer. It does state in our PR information that, fun fact, this is what the scrapped menorah turned into, and it should be clump free. I don't see any clumps. This applied beautifully. It was silky smooth on the nail, and for a magnetic polish, it's one of those types that I think looks really pretty and strong chrome looking when you leave it unmagnetized. When you magnetize it, you will see that brown taupe appearance in the backdrop, and that silver magnetic pigment gives you quite a bit of movement. It's lovely. I always love these silver magnetic pigments. They're just so in your face, and they're easy to manipulate with a magnet. Now on this one, I do think it is a bit overkill to use Skyfire over Phantom. There's no need to do this, and you'll see here in just a moment when I magnetize it that there's not much difference. Sure, the backdrop, the taupe is a touch darker, but I don't know. Stick with the regular base coat for this one. And we're going to wrap it up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. So we know what's going to happen here. We have a bunch of shears, well, say for two. We know they're going to work really well, and they do. So you can layer these over other colors. I think it would be really fun to layer these over their respective neon cream bases if you've got a set laying around. I think that would be really cool too. You can also play up with color theory and say one of the blues, put it over a brighter green, things like that. I think the bases are tinted, but not tinted enough that you couldn't play around with these. Sunbird just looks ridiculous over black. So pretty. Such a phoenix type of dark looking color. Demon Realm, even though it's got that creamy sort of feel to the base, I felt that it also toppered good too. And then going on with these, you can also get an idea of that foily appearance, how some of these have that larger particle look, kind of like the Phoenix Queen here, and how some of them have that thinner type of shimmer appearance to how it, I don't know, reflects light, for lack of better words. They're all so packed full and they're so pretty. I think there's a ton of versatility with all of them across the board. Now, Skyfire, you will take away that taupe base and you'll get mostly that silver magnetic appearance. So up to you. I personally think this one's the outlier in layering. Okay, so this is your last chance. I'm going to spoil 2 of the 6 mystery polishes. If you don't want to see this, then please refer to the timestamps in my description box, and I will take you immediately over to the sale info. You are warned. This is Shadow Forged and is described as a black polish with deep blue to purple shimmer. I loved this one. Real talk, when I saw my 2 mysteries, I was so excited. I really liked both of them. Now, Shadow Forged, I know on the official description, I said it's a black base. Personally, in my opinion, I think we're going along with this sheer-ish sort of vibe. And I think the black base is more of a charcoal type of base. It's like a tinted black appearance. So my full hand shot, you can see a little bit through my tips. And I know that I'm more of the extreme part of visible nail line using clear tips. It's just a softer type of look. If you wanted to have loud, ridiculous, deeper, darker appearance of that black, then layering it over black, of course, is going to be the answer. That shimmer is delicious. If I was going to wear it like this, I would do 2 coats over black. And then the second one I got is Light Weaver. This one's a sheer yellow with gold to green to blue shimmer. I love yellows like this. It's like a sunshine type of yellow, and I think it flatters medium to deep skin tones really well. I'm going to suggest 3 coats on this one too, because we also have that softer sheer type of base, and this also builds up and plumped up ridiculously well on the 3rd coat. I think 2 coats just don't do this color justice. It is a sheer, so you will see a touch of your visible nail line or through falsies, whichever one you've got rocking, and if that bugs you, then I would suggest a color correcting base or a nude to you cream, whatever you've got on hand, unless of course you wanted to try Phantom, of course. But Light Weaver, in my opinion, is not as sheer as, say, the neons in the regular collection. Putting it over black shows off this golden type of shift too. So I do think you can play up with this one as a topper. So to touch one more time on the mystery bags, those are going to be limited on this release to one per person. So if multiple people in your household want to grab a mystery bag, you absolutely can. They are $25 each for the bags, and they feature 2 polishes in them. The finishes overall, and yes, I do have the spoilers here with me. It just also states on our PR information, which will also be on the website too for your viewing, is that the Hurricane Wars mystery bags are shimmer finishes. And if they're anything like the 2 that I got, really exciting. They're going to be very, very pretty. So I can also slightly say too, given that what I've got to read here, they're very, very nice. The pre-order is going to start March 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's going to run until May 24th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. There is, per usual, the soft cap of 1,000 polishes per color. After that, they will go into pre-order status if necessary, but there is plenty to go around for everyone. This release also includes overpours from the House of Flame collection and the Shadow collection, and mystery bags, respectively, are also going to be available during this time too. If you choose to purchase the full collection for the Daughter of the Moon Goddess collection, there is a 15% discount that will pop up as you go through your checkout process. There is some more notes in our PR information that because these are sheer bases, it's normal to see some speckles in your bottle. And I agree with that too, because when I was going through and swatching these, some of the shimmers, it looks almost like they're kind of, I don't want to say clumps because that's got a bad connotation, but you can kind of see that. And I had no issues with any of these polishes whatsoever. They all applied flawlessly, as you saw on the swatching portion of the video. And each of the neon polishes, the sheer ones, they have double the shimmer than what Sarah normally puts in her polishes. I'm going to link you guys below to BKL's site. There's also a newsletter, which is super handy because sometimes Sarah drops restocks of some popular finishes and colors, things like that. And it's on the newsletter. Also, if there's any flash sales too. So definitely beneficial to do that. I will also link you to BKL's Instagram page where lots of updates for the brand are posted there by Sarah herself. That will all be in the description box below, including timestamps if you need to go back, compare, contrast, what have you. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.